afternoon, traders, and welcome to the evening call. So today we've had a really mixed day, but overall positive still. Another profitable day overall. So let's really recap on the fundamentals on what we analysed today. So we was looking at Canadian dollar. We knew that after yesterday's analysis for USD CAD, we took a short trade and we was expecting Canadian dollar to be positive, as I said in the beginning of the week it was going to be, and that was because of their GDP. That was good, and you also knew that because of their GDP you expect their CPI to be good as well. So that's something that you guys can take on board. So you look at next currency pair that you may be staring at. Look at its GDP. If their gross if their GDP is good, then everything else should be good. Okay. So for example, if you look back on last week, let's go back last week. We had, I don't know which day it was, but we had Germany. Was it a week before? Just bear with me 1 second. We had Germany's GDP, and that was negative, which is why we're expecting Euro tomorrow, the data to be extremely negative. Germany being the biggest contributors, and so which is why we're expecting it to be absolutely negative. I think it was, here we go, Euro GDP, which was good, overall GDP, which was good. So we could see manufacturing come in soft, but not as dovish as we want it to be. However, let's recap exactly on what happened today. So so obviously we've had the Canadian dollar news today, and we saw that blew out. The forecast was blown out the water with 0.5. I did give out everyone a signal on this pair, EuroCAD. Let's look at it on a 4-hour, what we saw. So looking at it on a 4-hour time frame, we saw that price action was creating a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we was expecting price action to go and push itself down. What I did was I saw price action close below this level 1.477500, which was acting as an area of support here and over here. Also looking at it on a daily time frame, what you can see is that price action was also a good level of a resistance at the 10th of July, which is why I marked it up. And we saw price action previously break below and test it as a good level of resistance. We breached, and what we saw today was a rollover to the downside. So looking at it on a 1 hour, what we saw was price action was up here. It was trying to fake everyone into thinking that there was a double bottom occurring here. Like literally before price action pierced through this with this candlestick, it looked like price action was creating a double bottom, and price action could shoot to the upside. But if you knew fundamentals, that was going to be positive, and we knew technically we was going to push to the downside, you need to understand that the majority of this is priced in. So what I done was I used a counter trend line over here. I waited basically literally for price action to break through today. Breakthrough, I was hovering around. I was quite hesitant on whether to send out the signal, in fact, but because of this, because of the candlestick closures here, I saw a tweezer top. You see this tweezer top here, which is probably this tweezer top here, which is probably a double top on a 15-minute. Let me just have a look. Some sort of double top on a 15-minute, which indicated to me after this evening star formation, we should have pushed up, but because we got that rejection and pushed up again and got another rejection, pushed up again, got another rejection, and 1, 2, 3, I thought I'd send out the signal to everyone, and then we took that short trade, and straight away went into 50 pips within, I think it was 10 seconds, 20 seconds, we was in 50 pips profit straight away from, I think it was 1.47700, I think we sent out the signal. So from that region all the way down to this level here, 60 pips within literally seconds. At the moment, I'm monitoring this pair. I do favour price action to come and retest that trend line one more time. And if we do get that, then I do favour price action rolling over to the downside tomorrow. Technically, we are bearish, okay, very bearish. But I do believe we may see a push to the upside just for a short period of time. If you pick your swing high to your swing low Fibonacci tool, you can see price action may just push up all the way to the 618, clear, push up to the 618, reject, and then roll over to go and hit our targets of 1.46800 first target, and then if you can push all the way down to 1.46400, that would be great. So ideally this trade now we're out of it, but I am going to be monitoring it, and I am going to be looking at this region here, this area here. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on and seeing if we can get a tap into this region. If we can, excellent, then I'll be looking to take a short trade to the downside. So that's how I'm marking it up, and I'm waiting to see what price action does. Okay, so moving on, we also had USD CAD that we've taken a short trade from up here at 1.33 as I sent out the signal to everyone. I did say that price action was seeing a triple top rejection from this level up here, which was why we marked it up. On a daily time frame, if I remove all these drawing tools on a daily time frame, you can see that we've got a cluster of traffic over here. We had this 1, 2, 3 push to the downside. What could occur now is a slight pullback. After these 1, 2, 3 formations, you always get a pullback. As you see, 1, 2, 3 push, we get a pullback. We are in an uptrend, and we are still overall bullish, but very bullish. But we have got, if you zoom out, we have got a bearish flag occurring. So we've got that down, we've got the low. This could be a lower high. How do we know? We use our Fibonacci tool on a daily time frame from the significant high to the low, and we've got a 50% 618 push to the upside, 1, 2, 3 push to the downside. So we can look for price action to further decline to the downside. Looking at here, we've got an area of support with the 618. So if we cancel this, we can see that price action can push to the downside here even further. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be waiting for a clear breakout now. Okay, we're going to be waiting for a clear breakout and retest. Once we have that break and retest, I'll be monitoring this and be looking for short positions. However, if we do push up and break above the 1.33500, then I will be monitoring it for long positions and seeing if price action can come back up to 1.35. Okay, look, we're 1.35 up here, 1.35 level. So I'm just trying to keep the chart as neat as possible so you guys can have a higher time frame analysis, but also smaller time frame. What you can see is price action is creating. So we got one touch, push again, bullish engulfing, another touch. So right now we've got inside bar formation occurring. So basically price action may go into a period of consolidation just in a minute. So that's what we're going to be watching. We're going to be seeing what price action does here. Is if it creates double bottom, I do believe we're gonna might get a fake out, like a push, before price action pushes even higher. So keep a close eye on this whole region here. And it's 1.32500. If you can get a long trade from this region, great. But if USD continues to show signs of weakness, I do believe we're gonna pace through this level and go lower. So this is the level where we're gonna break, retest, and take short positions if that occurs. But for the time being, USD weakness should occur. Looking at USD JPY, the pair that I've sent out a signal on, and which we are slightly in a drawdown, what you need to understand is this, okay? So price action at the moment has been creating a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, okay? On a higher time frame, what can we see? We've had a bullish engulfing, rejection, shooting star break to the downside, multiple rejections, rejections, rejections. If you look left, what do we have here? An area of resistance, okay, where price action isn't breaking. So if we move our psychological level here and say that that's our 1.6800, that's our key level where price action hasn't been able to break on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days period we couldn't break. So if we look on a 4 hour, what can we see here? That price action has created one top, two top, another rejection, push down, and we may just finally get that last rejection from this region, creating that final double top. We've had that up, down, up, and then push to the downside. Okay, if you look at our Fibonacci tool, we've got that swing high to swing low period here. We've got a 38% rejection around this region here. So this whole area right now is a very good, strong area of resistance. So technically, we should be looking for a short trade on this pair. If you look at the trend line here occurring, we have a nice uptrend that we've broken out. You see, nice uptrend, we've broken out, we've retested, and now I do believe we are going to see that momentum to the downside. Okay, if you zoom out, we also have this trend line occurring. But what you could have done is seen it here, but I'm moving it out, and it's occurred here. Okay, or you could use it here. So I'm going to use it as an area of dynamic resistance and see what price action does. I'm going to see if price action can pierce through it, or if this can now be used as a dynamic resistance and push to the downside. So break off the counter and the inner trend line, so the uptrend, and now we're using the outer trend line to and as an area of resistance, and then push it to the downside. So we are in a slight drawdown on this pair, but I do believe tomorrow we should come to our target at 106. Okay, so this is the region we're looking at, 106. We could even push lower all the way to this low here at 105,700, which is our TP2. But I do believe we may get 106, and the reason why I say that, if you use a Fibonacci tool on a complete opposite direction, because this is the trend that we're in, high highs, high lows. If we use our swing high, swing low, we should be getting, where's our 618? 618 should be coming to our level. There you go. And this is the region why we're looking at to take this our TP. This is the area. So this is where I'll be looking. Alright. Area of previous support, look left. Fibonacci is indicated. Area of previous resistance, 38.2, rejection to the downside back to the 61.8. So hold this trade and we'll smash it through. Last one, Euro NZD, guys. This is a beautiful trade that we're currently into the downside. We may see a little spike up here and there, but forget it. We are going to roll over to the downside. Reason why I say that is look at this. So we've had a very, very choppy price action we're in period. But what you need to look at is the daily highs. So yesterday's daily high. Okay, so this was today's closure. Yesterday's daily high we breached. Previous daily high we breached bodily, and now and look at this daily high, we haven't been able to, but we've retested that level. So 1.3450 is a good level of resistance. Okay, we've got shooting stars, we've got a bearish engulfing, we've retested, and now we believe we're going to roll over to the downside. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, we've got a bearish flag occurring. Nice bearish flag occurring right here. Okay, bearish flag, multiple fake outs to the downside. We had a push to the upside, rejection again, bearish engulfing on a 4-hour. So let's look at the last couple 4 hours. So we had an indecisive 4-hour, and this was a 6 till 10. This was the 4 till 6. This was 10 till 2. So this period here was a very good period for this pair, where we had a massive push to the downside, 30 pips, rejected these lows, and then now we're rejecting these highs. So we are waiting for fundamentals. So we may see a little push up back up into this high again at 1.73 300, or maybe even push up to 400 period. Okay, that's what price action may do. So what you need to do is you need to just be patient. As long as we don't break above this area of resistance, we are going to melt to the downside. If we see even a spike up, take the short trade and roll it over. Our stop losses are built at 1.73750. So we have got nice stops in place. We're not risking a lot, always risk 1%. And yeah, we should roll over to the downside. We are seeing also a trend line holding at this from this high. Got this trend line where price action is now trying to create a double top on it. 1, 2, 3. I'll zoom in, candlesticks on a 1 hour. 1, 2, 3 push, bearish engulfing, retest, bullish engulfing, rejection with bearish candlestick, another bearish candlestick. So momentum does want to go down, even though after this bullish engulfing we've got a tweezer top reversal to the downside. This is just right now price action trying to manipulate the market. It's really closed, that no one's really trading it. So as soon as the market opens and settles again, we are going to see push to the downside, I do believe. Multiple wicks or multiple rejections over here. So keep your stop losses if you entered at 1.73330, stop loss at entry. But apart from that, guys, I will keep you updated on if I see any more trades throughout the day. Gold, do not touch it. It's waiting for Friday's meeting, so for the time being, just do not touch it. GBP, JPY, again, another slow day. Don't touch it. USD CAD, we've already spoke about. Euro AUD, it's not hard, it's great setup. But yeah, Euro AUD, Euro CAD, I will keep you guys updated, and USD JPY, I will keep you guys updated as well. So I hope to hear from you guys soon, and I hope you're enjoying the signal group. So yeah, peace.